Hello, Bethany here with Just Be Scrap. Today I am sharing a journal that I made for a local community outreach program. They help, teenagers, young adults alike, just finding their place in the world, giving them a helping hand. Most of them come from a background of struggle. They don't have the finances to really get out of the position that they're in. This program it's a struggle to get through the program, but if you can follow through and follow the rules and do what they ask, you are so much better off for it. I've seen a few people have gone through it and their lives are just so much better for having done the work and gone through it. My contact with the program is actually in charge of their counseling center, and she had said a couple months back that their biggest struggle is mental health right now with a lot of their teens and a lot of their adults, which is no surprise to me. I went through 5 or 6 years of counseling from my late teens into my early 20s, and I'm not the same person. I know I would not be the same person had I not gone through counseling. So mental health is very near and dear to my heart. My counselor back in the day suggested journaling, so this is what I have created for them to give to their people that are in counseling. So my prayer is that these reach the right people and that this will help them do the work they need to do to better their life. So it's just a fabric cover. They're nothing special. Well, I say they're nothing special. To me, they're all special, but we open it up. Technically, this is what we would consider a junk journal. There are a few out there in the junk journaling world that would scoff because it's not all old papers and vintage stuff. I can't afford vintage stuff, so it's all just random papers. There are some old papers, but there's a lot of new papers too. The first is an old patterned scrapbook paper that I had. I just cut it down to size, made a pocket, threw in some tags. Back here is just that same paper. And then I added a couple of little glassine bags with a couple of tags. They can do whatever they would like with those. Added a little, dangly pieces and whatnot, because those are just fun. It's just fun little stuff. There are 4 signatures in this book. That's how I make most of my journals, is with 4 signatures. So yeah, and it's just, like I said, it's just random papers. Some of them have been tea dyed, some of them haven't been tea dyed. Here's an envelope, and I just decorated the other side of that. This paper I made by hand using some stamps and whatnot. I included little bits of papers like this where they can put their schedule on there if they so desire. Maybe they have something special for that week and they want to, remember it. There's the other part of that little pocket. Now, when I make journals, I don't make them I don't decorate the pages. I don't add a lot in because I figure that's for the recipient. Whoever ends up with this journal, I want it to be theirs. They're the ones that need to fill out the pages. They're the ones that can do, the artwork, whatever, the painting, whatever they want to do in it. That's not up to me. So here's a little bookmark I included in. A little pocket that I've kind of tucked around this little small piece of paper. So there's a pocket here and a pocket here. Some road maps. Here's another envelope with some things tucked in. There's a mandala they can color. I always like coloring pages. It's kind of relaxing. I added a little bitty ribbon pinch on the end with a little cross hanging off. Some more things tucked into that envelope. Another one of those things just clicked onto that little small page. Here's a little swivel guy. I just think he's cool. And right there's the other half of that. Little half pieces of paper, book paper, plain paper. Here's a digital printed paper. I just printed it off on my computer and added it in. And then I saw this on one of the people I watch on YouTube, is the Junk Journal. She added a paper bag to one of hers, and I thought it was the greatest idea ever. So I tried it. And this is where I stored all of the stickers. So getting lots of stickers in that. And then when the stickers are gone, they can use that for pictures or whatever they want, ticket stubs, whatever. Here's another one of those little sheets that I just folded up and included in. Those are always fun to have. This one is a little pocket, and then I've included just another little small stitched up booklet. You know, maybe if they go on a vacation, they want to have a special spot for that, they can. And here I did some I have an old scrapbook punches, so I put those to use and put a little thing on the side. There's a little coin envelope I just clipped on with a quote. And that's pretty much it. There's a little file folder I included in, so it opens up and has all these little bits and pieces that can pull out and go somewhere else in the journal. And then it flips open to this, and that's a little tuck spot with another piece of ephemera they can use. So yeah, this is what I do. A little flip up, and they can write on this little transparency. That's from my stash from years and years ago. That's probably the oldest piece in the book. It's an old dictionary page. Excuse me. An envelope, and I've just got some more little tuck things in. Another one of those digital printed pages. So yeah, it's just very simple, very, quick and easy. But hopefully, this one I did stick down. It's a sticker, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's like the goals you have, and then each day of the month or each day of the week that you accomplish that goal. So I thought that would be kind of fun for them. But yeah, excuse me. So this is the second journal that I've made. In my previous video, I showed the first journal. And then I also have, as I said, these adults, a lot of times they're in a financial situation where they don't have a lot of extra money. They have to budget per the program rules, and they have to account for every dollar spent. And I don't want them not to have something to put in here. So I provide them with the basics to get started. So they each get a glue bottle, a glue stick, some white paint and a makeup sponge, and then a pen. That's just to get them started. And then I have a little bag of I guess what I would call the fun pieces. So there's some paper clips, there's some page tabs, there's a little safety pen, and then I included a little push pin, excuse me, because I also gave them some brads. And the brads they can use to clip things in if they have a tag or a ticket or something they want to include in. They've got a different way to adhere it rather than just gluing it. They can also staple stuff in, they can stitch stuff in, doesn't matter. And then I gave them 2 things of washi tape. I gave them one with color and then one with just a, more neutral. So that will get them started. And then I also included some other fun little papers that they can add in as they see fit. So there's a couple of these that are like quotes. I got these from a scrapbook shop, oh gosh, probably 20 years ago. And there was 1,000 of them in there, so I haven't used them all, obviously. So I thought that would be really cute. And then this is one of those like rainbow scratch, like you scratch it and the rainbow pops up from underneath. So that would be really cool. And they could use their little push pin to scratch that off. And then just a couple of blank papers, random things they could put in. And then I love Tim Holtz, so I added some of his tissue papers that they could put in somewhere if they choose. And then this is from Dayspring. It's just a faith-based little page, just because I want people to understand that, what do I want to say here? God is always with us, and he works in so many ways that we would never see or know. And I just want them to understand that Jesus is with us always. God's with us always. He will never, as long as you call on him and believe in him, he will be with you, and he will help you through the hardest, darkest storms of your life. So I want them to find their faith, keep their faith, and live their faith, if that makes sense. So that's my little spiel on that. But these are just, like I said, these are near and dear to my heart. The program is near and dear to my heart. I hope that this finds a happy home, someone that can really use it and find their peace, find their place. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed, and thank you for watching. You guys take care.